concerned about hitting the starting gate with it by falling over backwards. Certainly I would not want to go into that first corner with a whole bunch of other riders.
Check out number 5, Mike LaRocco. Note the left wrist, another piece of equipment. Here's his movement a little bit off the starting line. Here's Jeff Stanton with his mechanic Danny Bentley, and he remains the big question mark. Set for the drop of the gate.
You know, and I think, Dave, that's still on his mind, and I think that he thinks the end of this season it's going to be he and Bradshaw, and he'll do the same thing.
The gate is down. The charge is on. The Anaheim Supercross is underway. Stanton's got a good start. Kehoe on the outside challenges and then bobbles. Cased it on the jump, and that's going to drop him back to third. Number 24 will take him to fourth. Jeff Stanton, aggressive as hell.
I had no sooner get through explaining to you that Stanton's not riding like a champion.
Bradshaw.
Thing to look at here. The 2 Honda riders are out front all by themselves. Now, the rest of the riders you would expect that would challenge them for that position. I'm talking about Kidrowski, looking for Damon Bradshaw. Opportunity for them to break free of traffic and really put the moves and the hurts on the rest of the field.
Love that variety of signs on the first lap. There's not a whole lot you can convey except attack, go to the front, get busy, do your homework. The question, I think, right now, same one we raised at the top of the show. Which of these guys has the stuff? LaRocco, in desperate search of that first good start of the year, was dead last through the first turn. He's playing catch up again. So too is Jeremy McGrath. He's narrowed that margin down on the senior member of the team, Jeff Stanton. Whoa! Shoots to the inside. McGrath makes the pass and makes it look easy.
I was about to cut in on you and say, I don't think, Dave, you'll see McGrath trying to pass Stanton. He's the rookie, the young guy on Team Honda, and you don't do that to the national champ. You don't put your teammate in any kind of danger, but I guess actually he didn't. Stanton gave him a lane to drive through, but that's a very good question, and one that we'll really not know the answer to until the checkered flag is thrown. My guess, based on past experiences, that he's going to fade toward the latter part of the race, and I have to think that's what Stanton is considering while he's out there at this particular time, because Stanton is not working hard to catch back up, not working hard to repass McGrath.
Let's talk about these two guys. We talk about the rookie McGrath against the veteran Stanton. In fact, they're only 2 years difference in age.
McGrath, Dave, has not had the experience in motorcycling that Stanton or Bradshaw has had. He never got through the mini bike ranks. He started his career racing BMX, bicycle motocross.
We're back at Anaheim, where Jeremy McGrath, the 250 class rookie, is answering the early race questions about his abilities to sustain the speed. Skip Norfolk, his mechanic, I think sensed his victory here.
I think he thinks he's going to do it, and I want to tell you, he's starting to make a believer out of me.
The fastest heat race the last couple of times out. It's going to be the winner of the main event here at Anaheim. With 1 lap to go, he is not even challenged.
Bob Hanna, Donnie Hansen, Kent Howerton, Galen Mosier, Johnny O'Mara, they all picked Anaheim Stadium in which to win their first ever Supercross main event.
McGrath waving to the crowd, obviously comes from good stock here, following a tradition of new stars born in Anaheim. He is about to take the checkered flag. He passed Jeff Stanton and simply ran away from him. McGrath has simply had the opportunity to learn how to run up front. Look, he's confident now. I'm going to style for you folks in Anaheim as he takes the flag in front of 55,000. Stanton comes up and does a little clicker of his own. He's content with second spot, but McGrath is the man of the moment.
A flashback. This is Skip Norfolk as Jeremy McGrath is crossing the finish line. Skip is the mechanic. Who's happier, Skip or Jeremy?
You. Well, that was me, and here's you. Jeremy McGrath is on his way to victory lane for the first time in his career. The 22-year-old former bicycle racer comes out on top of.
Well, you know, like I said before, I was getting some arm pump, and this week, you know, maybe it was a little bit more relaxed. Shoot, I felt better than I ever have this whole season. You know, the bikes are great. Team Honda's giving me the backing. You know, I just couldn't have done it without them and my family and my mechanic, Skip Norfolk.
250 main event. Can anyone beat Jeremy McGrath? Can the Kawasaki's get a start? That's the question. And Jeff Emig gets out of the gate pretty well on the inside. Larry Ward gets the whole shot, but look at Mike LaRocco once again a long way behind.
Third week in a row, it's number 11 out front. How about the no-lean Yamaha? But you're right, LaRocco's got to play catch-up again. We've said it before, that's always fireworks time when 1 and 6 get together.
Ward with 2 whole shots in 3 races. Emig got the other one, and they're up front. Emig, Ward, McGrath, and Stanton. but the top three starting to pull away from Stanton already.
Emig didn't waste any time getting a roll shot. 2 weeks running, is in danger of going to third, and Jeremy's got him.
Emig holding the edge as they go for the jump. Jeff was never really in the first race of the year in Orlando, where he started out 11th and finished 7th. Back to Anaheim, California. 250 Supercross main event action. Jeff Emig in front of Jeremy McGrath. Number 11 is Larry Ward in third, with Jeff Stanton in fourth. Jeff Emig. Emig, one of only 2 riders other than Jeremy to lead laps this year.
Ooh, looky there. McGrath did a triple jump to the inside, took the line away from Emig. Jeremy knows that he just makes Emig crazy. These two guys don't like each other, and McGrath uses it on Emig.
Emig fighting back, taking the inside now as they go wheel to wheel.
Wow, what a comeback. Emig not having any of it. Says, I don't like this guy. I want to be in front of him, and he put a great retaliatory pass on Jeremy McGrath. Has any?
Absolutely correct, Dave, as they come off the whoops. Let's check this move, and Emig able to take the line away from Jeremy.
And brake checked him a little bit. I tell you, before this year is out, I think there's going to be trouble between these two guys. There's some very strong comments about this guy in print, and you know Emig can read.
Stanton taking Ward, or very close to it anyway, in third, as Emig holding on to the lead.
That's Doug Henry. He's riding fifth.
Jeff Matasevich right behind him as Jeremy McGrath couldn't quite get the buster out of the corner.
He's keeping the pressure on Emig. He wants to force the mistake and get to the lead. And right here is where he passed him last time.
Emig takes the short jump. Jeremy takes the triple, looks up at him as if to say, what are you doing up there? Sherman now much more aggressive.
He's not going to catch him again. This thing is over unless maybe Stanton.
Here's the order of things. McGrath, Emig, and Stanton along with Ward and Henry. Welcome back to Anaheim. Third event of the year as things are underway with guess who out in front.
McGrath is gone, and I mentioned Stanton as a possibility to catch him. If he's going to do that, he's got to get around Jeff Emig into the hay bales, and that'll be a disappointment for him.
And meanwhile, sailing through the air with ease, taking 2 triples over those small little jumps, is Jeremy McGrath.
He's here tonight for 20 laps than he was in those first 2 races.
McGrath going through the motions on the final lap as he waves to the fans. Terrific competition like today.
There it is.
Knack, knack.
Knock, knock.
Victory at the start of the season. This win tying him with Rick Johnson's record of 14 wins in consecutive seasons, but Dave, he gets closer to that mark of 5.
Well, Jerry, that time I just got a great start. You know, my 1-800 Honda Collect bike was running great. You know, I mean, couldn't have done it no better. That's the kind of lead I like when I win the races, and the track was perfect for me. I mean, technical, it's just like my backyard.
For the 250 main event, Skip Norfolk is mechanic, making sure those tail lights are working properly as he returns to the location where he won his very first Supercross. What do we look for in the start? It looks a little tacky.
Well, I don't like where McGrath's starting. He's too far to the outside. It's a short starting line, so if he gets pinched off, he's going to get pushed wide.
The 250 main is underway. Breaking to the inside. It is Larry Ward getting the whole shot with Ezra Lusk, number 24, out there. And buried in the back of the pack, LaRocco and Kudrowski.
And McGrath. He's buried back there right with him.
McGrath, you see him right there taking the turn. He's about in 9th place right now. Taking on Todd DeHoop, and that's number 111, Greg Albertine.
Right, he looks up the middle. He can't get him. He goes to the outside. He gets him there.
Right now, McGrath looks like he's pinned with the 2 riders out in front of him.
Well, nowhere to go. Look at that.
But he's riding smoothly. Jeremy McGrath coming up through the pack right there with the taillights blinking. Let's go to Jan Beekes.
Skip, this is a position that you and Jeremy are not used to. He's not used to working through the pack. What are you telling him to inspire him?
Well, the guys that have been hammering him lately have been finishing 2nd and 3rd or behind him, so I'm trying to let him know that who is out front of him so he knows how to judge his race.
Now, you can see the track. Do you think there's enough lines for him to pick his way through, or the ruts put it down to 1 line?
Well, he's caught the leaders pretty good, but now you got 6 guys that are going race pace, and it's going to take a little time to get around him. He's going to have to make sure he gets around him and gets by him clean so he can get to the next guy.
It looks to me like he was a little bit late on his reaction. He bumps elbows with Emig there, and he just gets pinched off. There's nowhere to go.
Larry Ward, the inside track, gets the whole shot. But look back at the pack right there. Mike LaRocco really gets popped.
Behind him, Lamson is in second place, followed by Henry. Now, Lamson's not 100%. Remember, he injured his sternum just a couple weeks ago.
He's racing against his crew's wishes right now. Down. Here comes Jeremy McGrath. He doesn't have too many riders in front of him right now. He's come a long way in a short period of time. Jeremy McGrath approaching John Dowd.
And John Dowd almost looks like he just gets out of the way. You know, Jeremy's so intimidating, and now he's got flashing lights to go right along with it. He's carving his way right through the pack, no problem.
He's moved his way into 6th place now as Jeremy takes the hop and looks to the side to see where the leaders are.
That's fine, because Jeremy's trying to go to the front, so are we.
Oh, the crowd is going crazy. He's trying to make his move. What can you tell your guy to keep his momentum up?
I just need to tell him to follow Jeremy and learn, just like everybody else needs to do, it seems, so far this year.
Thanks, Ed.
Thank you.
And right now, honing in on his teammate, another teammate, Jeremy McGrath moves on Steve Lamson.
Well, Steve Lamson, as we mentioned already, is not 100%. He's got a bruised sternum, and that's got to be painful. And right there, McGrath goes right for the jugular, wasting no time, and he's already got second, setting his sights on Larry Ward.
And look at how low he jumped compared to Lamson. He does everything a little bit different.
Right. Well, he doesn't carry a wheelie into the face of those jumps like some of these other guys. Right there, look on that triple. You see him look over to see where Larry Ward is. A little glimpse over his shoulder of McGrath coming the other way. Now we're going to put the clock on these guys.
The Honda stopwatch and see what the interval is.
McGrath has sure closed the gap on Larry Ward. Have more time.
Larry Ward, and look at the interval now. About a second is all with Jeremy McGrath on the hunt. There he hops the little rut section now, takes the inside, forces Ward out, and then leaps by him. Says hello, goodbye.
Like, waves at him in the air right there. You know, if I was Larry Ward, I'd be a little upset with that move. You know, it's Jeremy's show. He's dominating the Supercross. Now it's kind of a condescending little move. He can't do this triple. That's the main difference. And look at Jeremy. Waves at Larry Ward like, hey, buddy, what's happening? And, you know, if I was Larry Ward, I'd yank his arm right there.
Ward led the race for 12 laps, and Showtime had no time to mess around. He's out in front with a chance to win his 3rd Anaheim race.
Flow of traffic right there, and just not block anybody intentionally. It was really none of their fault. It's just unfortunate for LaRocco right now.
Out in front, Jeremy McGrath, and here's your number 2 rider, Larry Ward, California. This young man has the chance to become the first 3-time winner in Anaheim, as he's looking for his 3rd consecutive win of this young season. Jeremy McGrath acknowledging his great fans there in Anaheim, and his 22nd win of his career.
That's pretty amazing. Only 3 seasons on the 250, starting the 4th season, 22 wins.
Jeremy McGrath sitting atop his Honda. Look at those lights beaming away.
It's got to be a great feeling, you know, 3 times in a row.
Well, everything but predict Jeremy McGrath is not going to win. You kind of doubt that right now, as the odds are with Jeremy. Of course, after winning the heat, you see him number 1 right there.
The dirt under their rear tire, so they actually are kind of sitting on a ramp, so the back end is higher, and they can squirt off of there and try not to get
The gate drops on our main event for the 250s here in Anaheim. The biggest crowd of the season, 65,000 plus. Watch the race for the whole shot. Jeremy McGrath on the inside. And here comes Jeremy, right where he wants to be to take away with this, the 3rd race of the season. Steve Lamson having a battle with Albertine for 2nd place. Cuts to the inside. Let's see who comes out of that fray.
Albie, and it looks like he's going to hang on to 2nd place for the 2nd week in a row now. Uh-oh. Albie back in, stuffs Lamson, doesn't leave him any room.
2 races ago at Orlando was not bothering him, but question for you, David, 20 laps, this is a demanding track. Can he hold on?
Well, that's the question. It's a lot more technical right now. Lamson's trying to move up to that inside. That's been working for him.
The good block by Lammy as he goes toward the beach. Can Albertine catch back up? Ripping loose a lead against his teammate Steve Lamson. We have 3 outstanding riders who have had crashing problems. Emmy, Bradshaw, and then Albertine.
Well, the way it looks right now as we watch Jeremy just making it look easy again for the 3rd time in a row. He's got a pretty good lead over his teammate Lamson. It hasn't really grown or shrunk. It stayed about the same, and I have a feeling that
the last time Suzuki's been on the podium here in Anaheim as we take a look at the Honda stopwatch.
Well, we'll see if Jeremy can run around a minute. He was earlier today. Track's getting chewed up, and he doesn't have any reason to push that hard.
Hughes, that order, the top 6.
We watch McGrath start into that horseshoe section. 50 seconds. It looks like it might be close to a minute here. He doesn't really have a reason to push, as I already pointed out. We'll see what his lap time is. His own game plan, he's starting to make time on Lamson. Now, I don't know if that injury from crashing in practice on Lamson is starting to wear on him or not, but definitely you can see it.
Jeremy McGrath's performance. 32nd board is up. There's Jeff Stanton, part of the Team Honda crew.
Right next to Roger DeCoster.
And we're almost set for the first Supercross. Mike LaRocco, a good start, and Jeremy McGrath is in 5th position.
Behind Mike LaRocco, I might add. You don't see that too often in the opening lap.
There's LaRocco, number 5.
Got your teammate right behind you. It's so much easier to relax and get in your flow. McGrath already going to work, staying low off the triple.
Here comes Wyndham. He's really pressuring Ward for second. As we see McGrath trying to pick up on
leaders in sight. That's all that really matters. He's got the speed.
Here's the battle. Ward boxing out Wyndham. Wyndham is really trying to move up into second place there, as Ricky Carmichael is currently in first.
Larry Ward in the same place picks up the spot, but while they change back and forth, Carmichael's pulling away.
Ward was leading after a hole shot here last year and faded to 18th. He's right behind Kevin Wyndham right now, and so McGrath has gotten around LaRocco. And here is the battle on with Larry Ward. McGrath making it look easy, passing Larry Ward.
That was just a matter of Jeremy being so much, I don't know what the word is. The guy's got about just a percent on everybody.
Wyndham in second place behind Ricky Carmichael here in the first main event of the year 2000. Whoa, Wyndham cutting in front of McGrath in this tight battle for second place.
These guys' reflexes are unbelievable. As close as they get to each other, and how easy it would be for one of them to clip the other and go down, and they still don't. It's amazing.
So the former 6-time champion, the defending champion, draws the cheers of the fans here in his backyard, Anaheim, California, making the pass into second place.
I'll tell you, really, it's so important for Carmichael right now to not get flustered about Jeremy. Even if he's able to gain on him and make the pass, Carmichael needs to start the season with a podium finish.
There you see the interval between their leaders. At that one. And look at McGrath. He's starting to pull up close now to number 4, Ricky Carmichael. Carmichael's first try of the 250, less than stellar last year. Can Carmichael hold off the charge? We'll find out right after these words. Welcome back. The battle is still raging. A new leader, our 3rd leader of the 250 main. And now Ricky Carmichael almost got him back.
That was close. Carmichael ran in there with his front tire and probably just touched the edge of McGrath's boot. This is the opportunity Carmichael's been dreaming about ever since Tampa last year, where he had the hole shot, and a great opportunity to win the race right here. Maybe he can pick up the pace and learn a little bit from Jeremy.
125 record for the national wins with 25 career 125 national wins. Carmichael on the outside tries to make it close once again. Wants to put the heat on Jeremy McGrath. Can you believe this?
I can, because I've spoken with Carmichael quite a bit, and he will not settle for second.
Carmichael retakes the lead. Oh, Jeremy caught the rear wheel on one of the jumps. Controlled it well, and bar to bar we go once again.
Let him go.
Ricky Carmichael, even McGrath retaking the lead, looks back at the young man from Havana, Florida. And look at LaRocco. LaRocco's getting into the scene. We got a 3-way battle going on right now.
So smart by LaRocco right there. He realized he had his line cut off. He decided, oh, I'll just back off here a little bit. Didn't lose hardly any time.
Look at that. Williams in Supercross last year for this young man, or for Mike LaRocco, as we switch to Jeremy McGrath, our defending champion. 4 consecutive wins here, but he has not won at Anaheim for 3 years. It's looking like the whoops aren't even there. The bike and back, number 5, Mike LaRocco. He is picking up on it.
Now you see how close it is. It looked like Jeremy was just getting away at it. I took my eyes off of him. He may have made a mistake.
Rocco took a 3rd and a 4th last year here in Anaheim.
Best race between these two guys in St. Louis, I believe, last year. LaRocco out front, challenging McGrath. Here we are at the opener, and he's doing it again.
Las Vegas on pay-per-view this year. Final lap, white flag is out. Jeremy McGrath. And he's serving notice right now for those who question his move of not running the motocross season. He just came back even stronger.
Yeah, I thought we would see that.
The knack-knack. Could make it right now 3 decades in a row tonight. Mike Bell won the first Supercross in the 1980s. And Jeremy McGrath takes the first Supercross in the year 2000. The checkers for Jeremy. For the 8th consecutive year. Davey Coombs is down near the podium now.
Yeah, the batteries are definitely charged up now. I felt really good out there. I didn't get such a great start and had to work for that one. So that was really good. All the hard work paying off.
Finally, how's it feel to get an opening win once again?
Anaheim's always been really good to me, except for the past couple years, and I'm really excited to be here. I mean, like I said, I'm happy to be racing. I've been sitting on the couch for a while, way too long, and it feels nice to be up here.
That protective device right in the middle where the guy trips the gate, he's between Kevin Windham and Jeremy McGrath. You can run with him. Sign sideways.
And we're ready to go. Let's listen and watch for the sights and sounds. It's David Vuillemin, number 931. Jeremy McGrath in second behind the young Frenchman.
Looked like Kevin had a great start. He made a couple of mistakes right there at the beginning, let a couple of guys by, including Jeremy McGrath. My answer is absolutely. He's done it in World Supercross. This is a little bit different, but Vuillemin, this should tell the story right here through the whoops. If he can get through there as fast as McGrath and not make mistakes.
Continues to be Jeremy McGrath, who's going to airmail this one in. David Vuillemin in second place.
Vuillemin's about the length of that whoop section behind now.
All he had to do was get his own self into shape, as they say in the South.
And, you know, that time off as he gets the white flag really motivated him. I think he realized how important racing was to him. Got him hungry again. And he brought Gary Simics in, got himself in great shape.
It is the first time in his career he has won twice in the same season in the same city. At the top of the hour, we mentioned that Anaheim was his house. It still is. Pure excellence. Jeremy McGrath takes the checkered flag for the second time in 2 rounds in the year 2000. Jeremy McGrath. Win number 6 for Jeremy here in his own backyard, and we'll be back to hear from him after these words.
Yeah, it's second week in a row, and you know, I got to give it to the Yamaha guys this week. We were working on starts 2 straight days, and you know, last week I got on the line. I wasn't really confident. My bike has so much power that it was getting some wheelies, you know, out of the gate. So we worked on starts this week, made some adjustments, and my bike was a rocket out of the line. Well, David was riding good. Got to hand it to him too. He's struggled with his starts, and he came out strong tonight. And you know, it was just a race. You had to go out there, take your time because the track was really slick, and just took my time, made a pass over here on a line that I was saving for the main event. And just kind of tried to ride my race.
The big show. Will Jeremy McGrath, with his new mechanic Skip Norfolk, reestablish his superiority? Let's take a look. Order sideways. Number 1, McGrath is flanked by Ferry and Ramsey, number 28. The 2001 Supercross season is underway. David Vuillemin gets the SFX hole shot money $1,000. McGrath, Roncada, great starts. Well, David Vuillemin is our leader. He's under siege from McGrath. Jeremy with a good block pass.
Right to the lead. This guy is like a cat. He sees any opening, he's in there.
Silencing the critics, but here comes Stefan Roncada through the whoop section. Gets a little slipped in underneath. Roncada, number 21, his first 250 ride on the Kawasaki last year, and not choosing to come back to defend it, but go to the 250 ranks. He is now leading. And here's Ricky Carmichael, number 4. Who's ahead of Vuillemin, right behind Ezra Lusk. We've got
Roncada's held his own out there, but I just don't see him being able to stay this fast for 20 laps. Jeremy's going to apply way too much pressure.
He won the 125 East Championship race. He had a tremendous year by the 125 last year. Here comes Jeremy McGrath. Great black pass. Roncada now slows down to make an effective black pass on his own as they come over the bar on the finish line jump.
Blocking each other, it's going to slow the pace. He needs to get out of there now. With each other.
Lusk, taking advantage, is now moved into second place, number 11 on the team Honda machine.
Start the season. Yeah, same as last year. I broke down last year, but you know, it's a learning experience with the new 4-stroke, so we'll take it week by week.
Here's our leader, Jeremy McGrath. He swept the 2 races here at Anaheim last year. He doesn't really have to win an opener to win a title. He's hitting 50. White flag.
What do you expect? I saw him, though, working on the bike earlier today, and he wasn't totally relaxed, you know. He's a little bit nervous getting back into this, as you would expect.
Emotional times as a youngster in these very first seasons in competition. The neck back for the fans here at Anaheim. Skip told me in the pits earlier. He says, we know which buttons to push on each other at what time.
Yep.
You know, and that becomes out of a great friendship. A checkered flag for Jeremy McGrath. Wins the season opener here in Anaheim, California for the season of 2001.
It doesn't surprise me, but seeing Lusk finish that high, that's a good sign. Look at that. We're going to see a lot of that this year, I have a feeling.
There's Jack McGrath on the right. Father of Jeremy. They're shaking hands with the crews there at Yamaha.
Well, yeah, I'm proud to say that we have some great sponsors. You know, Mazda, Yamaha, 1-800-COLLECT, Hot Wheels, No Fear. Everyone that's joined the team this year, you know, with McGrath Racing being a new team, it seems like a lot have changed from the outside, but I still got the great crew. You know, I have Big B's, same driver. I got Larry, who's taking the weight off my shoulders and handling everything from the team, and then I guess Skip 1 for 1 now.
A crescendo now as they rev the machines, and we're underway. The main event from Anaheim, round 3.
Unbelievable. Looked like McGrath got the whole shot, but he couldn't get through that first jump sequence. The timing was just off. He had to slow down.
Vuillemin, McGrath, and then Lusk behind McGrath.
Lusk is right there. Lusk is just as talented as
Vuillemin, McGrath. Vuillemin looks back to see where Jeremy is.
That's over now.
Jeremy just blitzes by him, going his right. They can break away. Carmichael and McGrath once again battle out front.
Well, they're going nuts because McGrath just made up all that time with the fastest lap time of the night. Ricky can feel it. He loves this. He was bummed out in San Diego last week when he wasn't able to continue the battle. I think he just got a little flustered, and a few things went wrong for him. Some bad decisions with bike setup, tires, etc. And Ricky got a little gap on him, was able to triple through a section.
As in years past, because he just wants to get out of the West in the hunt. Here comes Jeremy, but a good angle by Carmichael. By the bar we go, over the finish line. McGrath looks at Carmichael. Carmichael does not look.
Wide, squared him again at the finish. Ricky comes right back.
Plastic. We could see a little more closer. The battle gets closer as Jeremy McGrath and Ricky Carmichael have just left the field behind.
Well, you know, it looked like to me, I just talked about.
We return to Edison International Field in Anaheim, California, and another barn burner between Jeremy McGrath and Ricky Carmichael.
And a little bit.
Here comes Ricky Carmichael. Oh, and those whoops, he picks up the time, goes to the inside, can't get the block pass.
Guy that can do it right now.
Ricky Carmichael won the one-on-one affair in San Diego last week, and here he comes once again to put the pressure to the icon. and he's in his 9th season. There's the lap time, the last lap. Oh, they bang! McGrath takes the lead. Almost gave it back to him.
I think he can't quite get it made. He tries to turn. He knows Jeremy's mad. He knows he better get the heck out of the way in this next corner.
Oh. Nothing but clean passes in his victory in San Diego. But that's the respect and the sportsmanship that these two people have for one another.
I'm sorry, but it's not pretty. His feet are off the peg. He's hanging on for dear life. He looks smooth everywhere else. That whoop section is, I cringe every time I see him go through there. He was riding on the edge. He's faster than Jeremy, and he's just holding on to that right now.
Oh, Jeremy makes a little mistake. Carmichael to the inside, but Jeremy has great acceleration as he comes across the finish line jump. The white flag.
Run it in there and make an ugly pass if he has to. He wants to win this race.
He showed him a tire there, David.
Jeremy,
to all of that experience, all of that knowledge that he acquired in winning 7 championships in 8 years.
Got to be close to have a chance in that whoop section, that final corner.
That's what it's going to come down. Into the whoops. Here comes Carmichael. The checkers for Jeremy. Incredible race here at Anheim in round 3. He will tie away. He looks to the stars.
To hit me like that, he knows that Ricky gave it back to him in fairness. It's a long series. These guys don't need to be throwing blows right now. That hug right there tells us these guys are going to be around for a long time, giving us great shows.
Well, I don't think it was intentional, really. I think Ricky was holding that tight line in the whoops, and he came in the corner, and I was kind of going middle, fading outside, and then turning sharp and going down. And he came in a little hot, and I don't think it was intentional. That was good racing.
Well, while we have Ricky right here, Ricky, let me ask you, after you guys made the contact, did you give the champ respect? Did you pull out purposely?
Oh, no. I mean, I figured he was going to, get me back, so I didn't want to take a risk of hitting his back tire. But, I kept going in there inside, and he squared it off tight, and I was there. I mean, I don't want to race dirty, so, but it was a good race. It was a good race, I was behind him the whole time, and this track is so slippery, it's hard to charge, and hats off to him. He beat me fair and square.
Now, I'm going to style for you, folks.
Wins in consecutive seasons, but Davey gets closer to that mark of 5 years.
That's pretty amazing. Only 3 seasons.
And Jeremy McGrath takes the first. Pure excellence. Jeremy McGrath. That becomes out of a great friendship. The checkered flag for Jeremy McGrath. Win the checkers for Jeremy. Incredible race here at Anheim in round 3. He was pressured the entire